Hello, I'm Lauren O'Hayan from Restore Your Core. Today we're talking about diastasis recti, specifically related to postpartum. So a lot of people postpartum have a separation in their abdominal wall. Every separation is different. I have been working with diastasis recti for more than 20 years with my clients, and I can tell you that they don't all heal the same way. They don't all look the same way. Some diastasis recti is more narrow, so the separation is measured by fingers. It might just be 1 or 2 fingers, right? But it's very deep. And some diastasis recti is much more wide, but very shallow. Generally speaking, though not always, a more shallow diastasis is one that will heal faster. What makes a diastasis heal is not always in your control. You can only do the best that you can to heal your abdominal wall. What really helps with abdominal wall healing is a variety of loading strategies. What does that mean in English? If I'm always moving like this, I'm not putting my core through a dynamic range of motions that core acts in response to. So if I go to push open a door, I don't tell my arm muscles to work. They just dynamically respond and engage as needed for the action of pulling or pushing or reaching or whatever we're doing. The core is no different. And in fact, because it's the center of your body, it's even more responsive to movement than your arm. You are side bending all day long. You are leaning over all day long. You're forward bending, you're twisting, right? So our core is constantly in use in 3 dimensions, which means that healing the core should be a 3-dimensional task. What you will often see for healing protocols is lay down on your back and do some micro leg movements. And while those are great, all of the kind of, dead bug progressions, they don't necessarily mimic how your core needs to stabilize you all day long. So in my system and in my 12-week program, Restore Your Core, which is designed to help people like you heal from a diastasis recti, we are doing a variety of exercises on our hands and knees, on our back, standing, reaching, side bending, and rotating, twisting. So for today, the exercises that I want to give you will all utilize those types of natural, normal human movement so that you can train your core basically all day long. One of the first things to understand is that there are certain things that make it hard to heal our core. I just said that the core is dynamic. It's moving all the time. It's moving through life. It's twisting, it's turning, it's got to respond. It's got to move in these ways. Well, if there are things in your body preventing that, like super rigid hips, super rigid ribs, a spine that doesn't move, then your core is not being given the opportunity to move fluidly through these motions and engage as needed. So one of the most important things in healing a diastasis recti is to also be doing whole body mobility. So the exercises I chose for this video take that into account. Please don't just lie on your back every night and do 100 dead bugs. That's really not going to get you very far with core healing. The other thing to know is that sucking in your abs and gripping them all day long can weaken the tissue. So that won't help you at all, right? So the more you suck your abdominals in and tighten and grip, all of those waist trainers, they weaken core tissue. They can make your diastasis actually much worse, despite what you might be hearing from other sources that are being paid to say that the waist trainer has helped them. They are not very helpful. Not only that, they're not beneficial for your pelvic floor. They create a lot of downward pressure. So you're looking for whole body movements. You're looking for ways to engage your core reflexively, and you're looking to figure out what mobility is needed in your body, which might be preventing your core from doing those movements. The other thing we want to think about is how we engage our core. So go ahead, place your hand on your abdominals, come to a wall, actually. If you're not near one, just take your device over to a wall. You're going to put one hand on the wall. I'm going to do that with you. Put one hand on the wall, put one hand on your belly, separate your legs, and push the wall away from you. Like you want to knock down your wall. So push really hard. I'm going to pretend I'm doing it here. Push, push, push. And you can feel your core react. Remember, I just said that the core reacts to everyday movement. So you can feel your core reacting, which is great. But is it bulging and pushing outward? That's not so great. So the first thing to do is to exhale here, blow out like 100 candles. And as you do that, push the wall away and see if instead you can get your core to draw inward. So it's not the same as, oh, I know what she's saying. She's saying, go ahead and pull my abs in and up. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying use your breath and the movement, pair the breath and the movement to create a drawing in action. And you're not going to walk around like that all the time. So for the sake of the 3 exercises that I'm about to show you, the next 3, right? Then you want to just make sure that you're not always trying to keep your core in and up. Lauren told me to do that. No, she didn't. Lauren did not tell you to do that. So the first thing is that movement, that core sitting, and you can do it at the wall. You can do it. That exercise, just standing at a wall and trying to knock it over, an amazing exercise for your core. I love it more than being on your back and doing dead bug because you're standing, you're in a life mimicking motion. I also love training our body in side reaching motions, right? So because remember, we move 3-dimensionally. So for a moment, you're not going to use any load, but we would get there. Left hand on your abdominals, right foot points away from you, like to the short edge of the mat. If you are on a mat, if you're not, pretend you are. The left foot will point straight ahead. And your left hand is on your abdominals, slightly, not a lot, just slightly bend that left knee. Inhale. Exhale, blow those candles out like we just said. Feel your core engaging and start to tip to the side. Over time, I want you to combine it with your arm here. Blow before you go. Exhale, blow, 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 tip. You can bring your hand down. You can reach your other hand up. And now we're going to rotate. Remember I said the spine and core moves 3D. So you're going to open your chest to the side. Here's the thing. I don't want you pushing your abdominals out. Remember when we were at the wall and you pushed your abdominals out? I don't want you doing that. I want you drawing in and core sitting. So let's talk about that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, blow. Feel your core reacting. Move here, stay here. Every exhale, you feel that lift up. Over time, you want to be able to progress to hold something in your right hand, in your reaching hand. It doesn't have to be heavy, but can you do that without suddenly pushing your abdominals outward? So you're challenging yourself over time. This could take 3 months to pick up a block. So it's not something you're doing tomorrow. Another move that I love. So I love that move also because we're rotating the chest. So we're getting mobility. Remember, I said that lack of mobility will inhibit core strength. This next move also works on inner thigh, hip, stretching and strengthening, hamstrings, and we're going to pair it with a side bend. So you come into this sumo position. You make sure your knees are not collapsing inward, so gently press them out. You're going to stay here. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, feel, blow. Feel that core sitting, side bend, side reach. Inhale to come center. You can take a break if you'd like. Exhale to go the other way, but you're not just rushing into it. So it's not this, okay, right? So you're not just like getting into it, gripping and pulling your abs. You want to train your abs to respond to breath, right? So coordinate it that way. So our first exercise was the wall push. Feeling the abdominals, it's helpful to be here. Do that 8 times. Second exercise was this triangle shape. Stay there 5 breaths. Do both sides. Second exercise, this dynamic sumo side bend core strengthening exercise. Do that 8 to each side. Every time you side bend, you exhale, inhale to the center. After about 8, stay and breathe for 3 to 4 breaths. Always check in. Am I pushing out, which will, again, weaken the abdominal wall, or am I drawing in and up? And our last exercise is a hands and knees exercise. I know that many of you are going to be doing the common core exercises on your hands and knees. I definitely appreciate them myself. One of the things I love about them is that the pressure and weight of your organs is a natural way for your abdominals to strengthen. So people always say, shouldn't you avoid hands and knees when you have a diastasis? No, it's great for diastasis because it really helps you. That's like a natural weight. Like when I put the weight of the block in my hand, I had to use more arm muscles to resist. So it's a great idea as long as you're not bearing down, pushing out like we spoke about. So I always have my clients train this very, very slowly. The first step is on your hands and knees. Make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulders. So lift up out of your shoulders and stay there. The next step is to make sure your ribs are not collapsing down. Gently pull your ribs away from the floor. And then you'll go ahead, exhale. And the first thing you want to do is, as you exhale, without moving anything, can you feel your abdominal wall drawing in away from the floor, or are you bulging and kind of bracing your whole body against this? If you are, you're not ready to be on the floor. You should come to a chair and put your hands on the chair instead. From there, so again, we're not collapsed. The ribs are lifted in. Can I, before I even lift a leg up, can I shift the weight onto my right leg without my core bracing? So you exhale, feel your core engaging, lift your left leg off the floor. Did you need to catapult your whole body to the right to get your left leg up? You should be able to ideally just lift the leg off the floor without much shift and without your core pushing out. From there, once you can do that, you progress to straightening it, but keeping it low. And then lifting, but again, nothing changes. Extending my leg out doesn't mean I collapse my shoulders, doesn't mean I collapse my ribs, doesn't mean my core is now, again, in this brace, tense, push out mode. I should be able to maintain all those elements of form. I should be able to be on my hands without collapsing. I should be able to lift my ribs gently upward. I should be able to transfer weight to my right leg without my core panicking. I should be able to extend my leg back behind me. And then I should be able to keep this neutral as I lift my leg up and lower it. Same thing. If I'm going to bring my hand out, right, and lift it up and lower, I need to make sure all those alignment points are honored. What I see people doing all the time is they haven't done steps 1 through 4. They come right here. Their back, their shoulders hunch, their back collapses. Well, the minute your shoulders hunch and you collapse your ribs forwards, you're no longer really engaging your core wall at all. So in order to really maintain that core wall strength, you've got to make sure that you can go through those first stages without compromising your form, so to speak. So those are the 4 exercises. If you're doing the hands and knees work, you're progressing there slowly. And again, it might take you 4 months to do something properly, which took you 30 seconds to do just by throwing your body into that shape, but that's okay. Train where you are, where your body is. Doing these things using a chair is a great idea. And following my 12-week Restore Your Core program is an even better idea. So if you want more of a follow-through program, which is yours for life, check out my 12-week Restore Your Core program. Thanks for watching.